What's up, kings and queens? It's your boy Dan from Daft Previews. We're 7-1 in the last 3 days, and I got 3 picks which I've put down, which I'm going to take you through today. If that sounds interesting, let's go.
Sub to the channel cause your boy's getting busy. Coming to you live from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice and the daily. It's all free, you don't even have to pay me.
Now, before we jump into today's content, I do ask that you like the video, subscribe to the channel. This is the new Daft Previews channel. Did run into some technical difficulties with the last one. Uploaded the video, just happened to be pulled. Did share some winning bets on that one though. I did comment in the previous video, let you know what was happening. I know a lot of you guys jumped on that. And obviously for those of you who signed up to Winnable, you would have got my free bets. And for those who are on the paid plan, you would have got everything in VIP as well. So subscribe to the channel. This looks like the one I'll be uploading from for the foreseeable future. Who knows what happens with the other one, but regardless. So I'm going to do what I can to put these picks out to you every single day. So smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and absolutely flood the comment section to push this video out to more people. We'll see how many views, subscribers we can get on the very first video on this new channel. Let's go. So recapping the day that was, overall, I went 3-2 on my straight bets. A small 2-0 sweep on the last video. That was only up for about an hour, but 2-0 regardless. Let's talk about the whole thing. VIP, I went minus 2.52 units under. Average day, my initial reads were pretty good. 3 out of my first 4 bets won. I did add Peyton Pritchard on late, and he sucked. Didn't cash any value plays today. So we did finish in the negative, but overall, if the straight bets, the reads are there, then we're not too far away from some value plays cooking. But let's talk about the losing bet first. Julius Randle over 12.5 rebounds and assists. My goodness, he did nothing in that first half. It's the second time Julius Randle has cooked me in the last week. Revenge game against New York, he sucked. Returning to his hometown at Dallas, he sucked again. Julius Randle, I don't do ban lists, but you're close to getting me to start one. So I got a little black book right here. Might have to put his name on it. But what else is there? Peyton Pritchard. I did take his over 13.5 points when the lines finally opened. He did make his first 2 shots, and then he did his best Julius Randle impression. He sucked for the rest of the game. He plays only 28 minutes. He doesn't get the opportunities, and that's purely given how bad he was shooting. It made no sense to have him out there. Did cash out in 3 winners. Cade Cunningham over 5.5 boards. That was sweatier than I thought, but it still delivered. That was my favorite bet of the day, and he only just got there. Jared Allen over 13.5 points. He had a very dominant second half. He cashed that easy. And Andrew Wiggins over 17.5 points. I love the matchup here. I can't believe that line opened at 15.5. He finishes on 24 points anyway, so even with all the bumps, Andrew Wiggins gets it over the line. But if you're interested in signing up for VIP, then you can use the code DARF25 to get 25% off. The link for that is in the video description. Now, enough about the recap. Let's get into these picks, shall we? Let's go! So we're jumping into the props madness. It's the best tool you're going to find if you like betting on NBA player props. It gets better as the season goes on. We've got some really exciting things happening with props madness over the next month, I'd say. So be sure to check it out. This is a 7-day free trial, and you'll get 25% off when you use the code DAFT when you happen to sign up. The first pick that I wanted to share with you guys is in this Toronto Raptors versus the Atlanta Hawks game. Both teams struggling on defense, so there should be a lot of points to go around. Game totals at about 230, so we should see some good pace. Quite a few stats here, and that's what we're looking for. I'm betting on Scotty Barnes today, and for Scotty Barnes, we're looking at his assist prop over 6.5 assists. Now, this did open up at 5.5. The odds for it were awful. Still, a lot of people bet on it. It hit 6.5, and now you can get 6.5 at plus money. So I was all over that. We're jumping straight on to Scotty Barnes here. I love it. And what's the best odds available as I record this? We're looking at about plus 110. I managed to get this at plus 120, so it is already starting to move. But I'd play this up to minus 110, I'd say, is a fair price. If it moves to 7.5, I won't be taking it. But 6.5, I can definitely play with that. Now, Scotty Barnes, he's projected to play 36 minutes in this game. Let's take a look at a better sample size of data. The spread in this game is 5 points, so it should be close. He should get his full sample size of minutes. If we look at games where he's played at least 34 minutes, maximum of 38 minutes, try to get rid of some of these outliers. Now, Scotty Barnes hit this line in 13 out of 21 games, but gets a little bit better. No Emmanuel Quickly in this game. How does he perform without Emmanuel Quickly? Stunning. 12 out of 16 games, he's gone over this line of 6.5, averaging 8.1 assists, and he's up against the Atlanta Hawks. And the Atlanta Hawks, they allow the 3rd most assists in the league. Now, he did versus the Atlanta Hawks without Emmanuel Quickly about 3 weeks ago. He did finish on only 5 assists in that game in 35 minutes. There happened to be a 29-point blowout. The Atlanta Hawks absolutely smoked the Toronto Raptors. And if this game's a little bit closer, which the spread indicates it will be at only 5 points. Game's going to be a little bit closer. The Raptors hopefully play a little bit better. Scottie Barnes going to get these assists. So I do like it. I think it's got massive potential. Given the slow game he had last time, how good his assists hit when Emmanuel Quickley's not there, and the fact that the matchup is soft as hell. You can also see he is 7 out of the last 11 players, very similar to Scottie Barnes, have gone over their assist line, from Jason Tatum, my boy Julius Randle, Giannis, LeBron James, Draymond Green, and a couple more games for Tatum. So these types of point forwards, you could say, have been diamond up against the Atlanta Hawks, and I think Scottie Barnes gets it done for us today. I do like his over 6.5. And if you want to talk about value plays, I do have one on Scottie Barnes. I also think he goes over his rebound prop. If we keep the same filters, same minutes without Emmanuel Quickley, and we just look at his boards, the hit rate's not great here. 5 out of 16 games, 7.6 boards per game. I don't really care about the hit rate because we know that quickly he's not impacting Scottie Barnes' rebound potentials. What I love about this, even though they got blown out against the Atlanta Hawks last time, he still finished with 8 rebounds. So if the Raptors, again, are more competitive, they play better defense, Scottie Barnes should see more rebound opportunities and get more boards. So he got 8 in a 30-point blowout. If this game is 5-10 points in it, I think Scottie Barnes is going to see a ton of potential. So I'm taking an over his assist prop, parlaying that with over 7.5 rebounds is what I got on Bet365. I'm loving the over there for Scottie Barnes. So taking both of those, I think I got plus 260 for that. Scottie Barnes, that's my first value play. First play that I want to share with you all today. The next one, we're heading over to the Miami Heat versus the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, these guys are all playing at the same time, these two games. And for this one, I'm looking at Tyler Hero. So Jimmy Butler is suspended again. So I am liking what I'm seeing for Tyler Hero in these types of matchups. He's projected to play 36 minutes in this game. So what I want to do is look at games where he plays between 34 and 38 minutes. And obviously, we're going to look at games without Jimmy Butler. Without Jimmy, when Tyler Hero plays this projected volume of minutes, he's over this line in 7 out of 10 games, averaging 25.9 points per game. Sorry, points and rebounds per game. My bad. So his points prop is looking good. Actually, I just read my notes. I'm not looking at his points. I'm looking at points plus rebounds. Same filters apply, but we get a slightly better hit rate. So I'm looking at over 27.5 points and rebounds for Tyler Hero. 34 to 38 minutes without Jimmy Butler. He's hit this in 8 out of 10 games. 31.8 points and rebounds per game. We just looked at the points. That looks good. His rebounds actually look great too. So I'm putting these two suckers together, looking at over 27.5 there for Tyler Hero. He's got a great matchup to get some buckets here against the Milwaukee Bucks though. The Bucks, they allow the 6th most points in the pick and roll. They also allow the 9th most points above the break. Tyler Hero scoring 26% of his points in the pick and roll, 49% of his points above the break. So he's got an excellent matchup to get buckets here. You can see similar types of players have made it rain on this Bucks defense. Simons, Poole, and Clarkson, they've absolutely killed them. The only one who's similar to Tyler Hero who actually went under was Tyler Hero himself. Scored 18 points when his line was 22.5. And in that game, he shot poorly. Bad variance, you could say. I think he bounces back in this one with no Jimmy. I like our chances here with Tyler Hero to go over his points prop. I like the points. I like the rebounds. You can see the rebounds there. I'm putting them both together here. Points plus rebounds, 8 out of his last 10, 31.8. Let's go. The spread in this game, 7 points. There is a somewhat risk of a blowout, but I think Tyler Hero is going to see a ton of volume. So if the Bucks pull away late or whatever may happen, I think Tyler Hero is still going to be nice and busy. I trust him to score points. I don't trust him to get assists, but the rebound should be there as well. So Tyler Hero, 27.5. Take the over on his points and his rebounds. And my last one just happens to be in the same game, and I'm looking at Dame Dollar. Looking at Dame for over 6.5 assists. Very similar to Scottie Barnes. This line opened at 5.5 at terrible odds, and a lot of people bet on it. Now it's at 6.5 at pretty decent odds. Still plus money on half of the books out there. Dame, he's projected to play 39 minutes in this game. So if I just look at games where he plays between 36 and 40, let's see what sample size we get. Still pretty decent. He plays a lot of minutes all the time. 16 out of 23 games this season, averaging 7.7 assists per game. Now the Heat, they're in shambles at the moment. Jimmy's causing a lot of ruckus. They allow the 10th most assists in the season. They also allow the 6th most assists to point guards in their last 15 games. Dame had 12 assists against the Miami Heat last time he played against them. The one thing you do have to keep in mind, no Giannis in the lineup. So when Giannis is not there, Dame pretty much averages over 10 assists with Giannis in the lineup. If you want to get saucy with it, Giannis, when Dame gets these minutes, Dame's averaging 7.6 assists. So I think the line's a little bit too low. I think it should be at 7.5 to make me hesitate. At 6.5, I'm all for it. 6.5 at plus money. You can take it right away. But the hit rate's nice. The matchup makes a ton of sense. The Miami Heat, they're pretty good at defending the pick and roll as well. So this is a type of correlation I like to play. Dame's got a somewhat difficult matchup to score points. Now, I'm not saying he's going to go under, but The Heat do limit points to the pick and roll quite well. They don't let teams score in them in isolation. They're going to force it. The weak point to the Miami Heat defense is the fact that they give up a lot of points to spot up shooters. And I think Dame, he's already got a great connection with Giannis. Gets a lot of assists through Giannis, but also gets assists through Brook Lopez, through Bobby Portis, and a lot of those guys are really just spotting up. So I think Dame can get some assists, provided the players outside of him can make some shots. So Dame over his assists, Scotty Barnes over his assists, and Tyler Hero over his points and rebounds. Those are the 3 picks that I've got for you today. Pumping the brakes real quick. I actually want to get your thoughts and opinions on something. So hopefully this new channel is going to be used for this type of video temporarily, I would hope. I want to do most of it on the other channel once I get that back and working. But this new channel, if I do grow it, it's not something I just want to save. I prefer to be using it to some extent. So I'd be curious to know, what type of content would you be interested in? I am going to do some tutorials on props madness. I am going to do some videos on some common questions I ask around how do I grow my bankroll? What is bankroll management? What strategy do you use to find pick? I don't know. There's a ton of them. We got a ton of questions, but ultimately, you guys watching the videos are probably the best people to tell me, like, what type of content would you like to see? So the main channel, once everything's working, I'd like to use that specifically for the daily pick videos. And then anything outside of that, if it's educational content, entertainment, whether I'm doing vlogs, whether I'm reviewing things, other channels, cappers, picks, processes, tools, resource, whatever it is, I'd like to do that on this channel eventually. But I just want to get your thoughts and your insights. What type of content would you like to see? Let me know in the comment section. Now, enough about that. Let's get into the lean. So there's a few players that I considered betting on. Ultimately, found a reason not to do it. But I'll take you through the reasons why not. And if you do like them, feel free to go ahead and play them. Let's go. All right, my first lean's in this Miami Heat versus the Milwaukee Bucks. It's Kel'el Ware. I don't even know how to say it. It sounds about right. But for this man, I'm looking at his points and his rebounds. I didn't bet this, but it's something that I did look at because he's been killing it his last 2 games. He's projected to play 30 minutes today. He's only played a handful of games, 3 games where he played more than 25 minutes, and he's been smoking 32, 33, and 35. Does have a somewhat difficult matchup here against the Bucks. Now, the Bucks aren't good at defending the pick and roll man, but they're good at limiting points in the paint, which is where this man scores a ton of points. This is the most difficult matchup he's seen since he started seeing these extended minutes. So it all makes sense. But again, the limited data, limited sample size is what worries me. Like one of my leans yesterday was a Nick Smith Jr. And the reason why it stayed a lean because there was only a 2-game sample size and he was overproducing. I think it's pretty obvious that he's overproducing based on the minutes and opportunities that he's getting. He's going to see some sort of regression eventually. And when he's got the toughest matchup here that he's had to face in the Milwaukee Bucks, I'd be a little bit hesitant to bet on him. So that's just a lean, but it makes sense. The matchup is okay. His hit rate is fantastic. He's going to see the opportunities. I don't hate the bet if you choose to take it. The other one I chose to leave as a lean, I believe this is probably a popular play because it seems so obvious to find. It's on Miles Turner. So Miles Turner is the bitch or beast, really. He's an absolute animal, or he's a bitch and he kills your bets. So for Miles Turner, I was looking at over in his points or over in his 3-pointers made prop. And that's because he's up against the San Antonio Spurs today. If we just look at matchups, we can see here that he scores 27% of his points to the pick and roll man. The San Antonio Spurs allow the 6th most points to that. Also, they allow the 3rd most points above the break. Miles Turner scores 38% of his points from above the break. A lot of it's in pick and pop actions. He's going to be taking some 3-pointers and hopefully making them. He also comes into this game playing pretty decently, 4 games over this line. So that's nice. Last season against San Antonio, he also covered this line in both games. So that's nice. That makes a ton of sense as well. 15 and 16 points. And even his 3-pointers made prop, it looks very good too. The hit rate's not too bad. The matchup is ideal. It makes a ton of sense, right? And it's partly why I'm not betting on Miles Turner for this one. I just feel like it makes too much sense. Like one thing I know that Wemby's been doing lately is like he's not just playing in drop coverage anymore. Like he's putting some pressure on point guards or on these pick and roll situations. And he's virtually leaving opposition centers wide open at the top of the key. I think Miles Turner can punish them. It's just, I don't know. Miles Turner's giving me Julius Randle vibes. So I don't know if I could take the bet, but it just makes a ton of sense. And I know a lot of people are probably going to bet on it. I'm sure they are. This line opened at 13.5. It's at 14.5, and it might move to 15.5 by the time the game starts. So it's going to be a popular play, and I can see why I'm personally just not betting it. But feel free to jump on it if you like it. The other one that I was looking through is actually it's Nikola Jokic. I wonder if his lines are available, and they are. So when I originally looked at this, the lines weren't available for the Kings and the Nuggets game. And for Nikola Jokic, I want to look at his rebounds plus assists. So he's projected, I haven't done this research yet because nothing was available, but he's projected to play 36 minutes in this game. So to be conservative, we'll look at games between 34 and 40 minutes. In those games this season, 15 out of 24 games he's managed to go over. If we look at who's playing, everybody's playing. So we just want to look at the games where all these guys are in the lineup. That's what I'm talking about right there. Now, when these guys, Murray, Porter, Braun, Gordon, Westbrook, all play, and Nikola Jokic plays 34 to 40 minutes, he actually doesn't have a good hit rate here, surprisingly. He's only hit this in 4 out of 9 games, averaging 21.1. His scoring's all over the place, so it's actually not the best bet. So it's not even a lean of mine anymore now that I've had a chance to look at it. I'm going to pass on Nikola Jokic, even though I think he can still have a strong game here. That data has talked me out of it. The other one is Malik Monk over his assists. The hit rate on that is, and this is how easy it is to bet on Malik Monk. His hit rate as of late has been excellent, and he's got a really good matchup against Denver. That's pretty much all you need to know. Cash the assist prop 5.5. It seems like a ridiculous line. That should be at 6.5 in my opinion. I think Malik Monk to go his assist is a great bet as well. Other one, we're looking at DeAndre Ayton. And I wanted to take DeAndre Ayton's over here on his points or his points plus assists against Orlando. And I know Orlando is a really difficult matchup, but let's play with this for a second. Ayton's projected to play 33 minutes in this game. Looking at games where he's played between 30 and 35 minutes, he's over this line in 13 out of 18 games, averaging 15.6 points. So it makes a ton of sense. Now, he does have a tough matchup here against the Magic, but with DeAndre Ayton, the matchup doesn't matter too much. A lot of it comes down to, does he get the minutes? You could look at his points. You could look at his rebounds. You could look at a double-double. Like, if DeAndre Ayton gets 30 minutes, he's going to hit it. My only concern here is DeAndre Ayton is a game-time decision. He picked up an injury in that last game that he played, I think, against Miami. Did pick up a knee injury, and he's one of the softer centers going around. And if he's a game-time decision, I'm happy to stay away from it. It's also a 8.5-point spread. There's also a blowout risk in this one, but there was a blowout risk in the last game against Miami, and the Portland Trailblazers ended up smashing them. So I am going to call that out. There's a blowout risk and an injury risk for DeAndre Ayton. I'm just not willing to get there, but the numbers, it all makes sense. Other one, what was the other one that I was looking at here? Nothing else on my alerts. Let me just quickly clickety-click this thing. Mavs versus Thunder. I had nothing in that one. No, nothing there. So there's a lot of game time decisions in a lot of these Western Conference games. Celtics, Bulls, Wizards, Clippers, Warriors, Lakers, all these guys. It's not entirely clear right now who's going to be playing. So very limited in the volume of bets that I have out right now. But I think closer to the game times, for those of you who are part of the winnable stuff, you'll get to see the extra set that I put on. I'm hoping to put 2 to 3 plays back on, extra ones, so we can get a full set of value plays happening. But we'll have to see. I just want to wait for the lineups to be confirmed, and then I'll get to work and we'll make it all happen. But that's a wrap on today's video. Do hope you found it valuable. Be sure to subscribe, like the video, all that good stuff. We're going to blow this channel up in the first video. I'm hoping we can get 1,000 subscribers right off the bat. Surely we do. Share it with your friends, share it around. But best of luck to you guys if you choose to tell. Best of luck if you take those leans. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Sub to the channel cause your boy's getting busy. Coming to your line from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice on the daily. It's all free, you don't even have to pay me.